If you like paranormal, true crime, and some cryptids, or just anything weird, check out Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Brought to you by your host, Liz. You can find Ouch, Was That a Ghost on Spotify, Apple, or any audio platform. New episodes drop every Thursday.
Pop in the morning.
He's looking at you, kid.
Say hello to my little friend.
Hi, this is Joe, and this is the Film Joe podcast, where film talk happens.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm Joe, your host, and I'm here with Daisy.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's been a while.
It's been a while, and we are now on season 3. Can you believe that shit?
Season 3. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd make it past season 1, so here we are. Yeah, so everybody, welcome back to the podcast where we talk about films, filmmakers, trends, the good, the bad, and the not so bad, all in the spirit and for the love of film. So this week we are going to be covering films that had sequels planned but never happened. So that's going to be interesting. And there's quite a few films like that that had initially had a sequel planned for one reason or another. Not necessarily because they were bad films, but they just didn't get a sequel. And,
Exactly.
Yeah. So now keep in mind, we're not professional film critics here. Far from. We are just a couple of movie fans who love to talk about movies.
Love it.
Love it. All right. So now, based on the fact that we're doing sequels or non-sequels, we're giving a rating of 1 to 10. 1 to 10 sequels.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm used to something like really goofy or Okay. All right.
Well, it was kind of hard to come up with a great rating scale. I'm like, sequels on what? Fuck it, sequels. We'll just go for the fucking obvious shit. All right. Okay.
All right. That's fine. I'll go with it.
All right. And after we give our rating, we will be giving our verdict on if it deserves a sequel or not. So it's basically sequel or no sequel. So, so what you been up to? I mean, you are now a transplanted New Yorker.
I am. I traded in my my LA Dodgers hat for a New York Yankees hat. No, I didn't.
Well, the Yanks are a better team than the Dodgers, I'd have to say.
You know what though? I mean, granted, I'm forever gonna be a Dodgers fan, so
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Just don't wear that hat out there.
I will not.
All righty. So what do you say? We get into some flicks of interest. Now, there's a little segment we'd like to start doing where we cover a few films that are coming out in the near future that either have a trailer, don't have a trailer, but people may not know about. I mean, you've heard of the next Godzilla movie or the next...
Of course.
Yeah, and all this shit and all these big movies, but there's some movies that kind of slip between the cracks as far as our knowledge of what's coming up. So here's a few good ones that not many people may know about. There's a film coming out on December 25th, this Christmas, starring Bill Skarsgård. Film called Nosferatu.
You know what? Until you had told me about it, I had absolutely no idea of that movie coming out. I heard about Skarsgård's new, Crow movie, but Nosferatu, I have to say, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the original 1922 film, which, for those of you who've never heard of it, Nosferatu was a 1922 silent film out of Germany.
Hmm.
and is considered, I guess, the very first modern vampire film ever made.
What wasn't it supposed to be kind of like it's supposed to be like Dracula?
Well, that's the kicker. It's funny because Nosferatu was the director wanted to do an adaptation of Dracula. Now, 1922 is not too far off from whenever the original Dracula was made.
Hmm.
So the Bram Stoker estate, they're like, no, we're not giving you the rights to it. So this guy, he said, okay, fuck it, I'm not going to do Dracula. All right, wink, wink, right? And he does his own version of Dracula, changing the character names, location, things like that. But it
Nice,
was still,
creative.
yeah, yeah, but it was a masterpiece. It was a beautiful film, and once it became popular, the Stoker estate, they tracked it down and they filed lawsuits and so forth, and they had this film tracked down and destroyed.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't until the last, what, 30, 40 years? Oh, fuck, I can't remember when they actually finally found it. They found the most intact version of the film, and they were able to save it.
That is awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did get to see it, and I've never been much for silent films.
Mm.
You're right. I think it was very beautifully done.
Yeah.
The sunrise.
Oh,
Where he's like, trying to shy away from the sunrise.
oh, it's great and very atmospheric,
Hmm.
and just a beautiful, just a masterpiece. And thank God they were able to save it. So, and there was a remake with an actor named Klaus Kinski
Hmm.
back in 1979, which was also pretty decent.
Okay.
Not very popular, and now we have Bill Skarsgård, who's in every fucking movie this year. Um, yeah, the
That
guy's and no complaints because I like Skarsgård. Like he's a great actor. He's one to keep an eye on for the
his
next.
whole family, dude. His whole family, are great actors.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're in stuff that I didn't even know they were in. One of the Skarsgårds is in the series Vikings. Wh-
Oh, was he?
Yeah, you remember the boat builder?
Yeah. No, actually, you know what? I'm lying. I never seen the show,
Oh, well, never
but
mind.
but I,
Okay,
I I need to see it now.
now you need to see it. And his brother is
Yeah.
in that, and they don't look alike. It's amazing.
No, they
Um,
don't. They
yeah,
don't. They're all
yeah.
good looking in their own right.
Yeah, and amazing actors, amazing. Even up to the dad and everybody, they're just great.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Is there
Yeah,
is there any other one other than Alexander and
uh,
Billy?
fuck, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. I lost track. I know of Bill Skarsgård, now because he's doing everything. But I've seen his brothers and other stuff. I can't remember their names.
There's True Blood.
True Blood, that's right, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah,
True
and one of
Blood.
the Skarsgårds in that. So that's one to look forward to. There's no trailer out yet, but
Mhm.
I'm sure when it comes out, it's going to be amazing. Hopefully.
I
Um,
hope so. I have high
yeah.
hopes.
All right. So another film that's coming out this year that not many people know of is a movie called Nosferatu.
Wait, what? What's going on here, man?
There's another Nosferatu film coming out this year. No release date yet, though. Are you familiar with Doug Jones?
No,
You know that movie Hellboy?
I know of the movie Hellboy,
Okay.
but I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. You need to catch up. You- It's he played this fish character and in a fish costume, really creepy looking, and he's one of the heroes. Doug Jones plays that. He was the in Labyrinth, the dude with the eyes in his hands, that weird,
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth.
pan. What did I say?
You said Labyrinth. That's what's his face, David Boy.
Oh, that horrible movie. Yeah.
No, it
Uh,
was not a horrible movie, but go on.
we're gonna have to cover that in the future.
Oh, yes,
Uh,
we are.
yeah. So he was in Pan's Labyrinth as well. So he's
Okay.
known for his body acting and being creepy and stuff. So so he's gonna be Nosferatu, which is gonna be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at his picture right now, and yeah, I can definitely see him as Nosferatu.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's gonna be great. So you got dueling Nosferatu films, which is interesting. I
I
don't think
love it.
yeah, I'm so excited. When I heard there was going to be a second one, more than one, I'm like, oh, come on. But then I read the cast, or at least with Doug Jones, and I think that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the different perspectives and the different takes. So yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And finally, Now, this one is coming out October 25th, and there is a trailer. And if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, look it up.
Okay.
Terrifier 3.
Oh, yes.
Now,
I am so there.
oh, now this movie is not for everybody. Because the first two Terrifiers,
They were terrifying.
they were terrifying. God, it's I don't know what to say. I mean, you just don't eat something or have a snack while you're watching these films, especially cold cuts or anything like that.
I have to say, when I'm a big old horror fan, and my favorite horror figure was Michael Myers.
Right.
Up until the point where I saw Terrifier, and now Art the Clown is now my new favorite, boogeyman.
Yeah, he's definitely with the first two films, especially the second film. He put himself in the pantheon of greats like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy. He's there.
Yes, yes. I mean, and the fact that I have, this thing of clowns freak me out. Oh, this was deliciously horrifying.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, especially watch the trailer. It's I don't know what to say, but it's the director basically when approached to do the third one, I think it was Universal that they approached him,
Mhm.
and they're like, yeah, we want you to do Terrifier 3 for us. And Damien Leone, he's the
Mhm.
director, and they said, yeah, we'd love to do this third part, and however, you got to tone it down a bit.
No.
No.
And, I'm sorry. If you go into this franchise with a weak stomach, you have no right being there. I mean, the whole point of Terrifier is that they go way beyond its limits.
Oh,
And I just want to see them, up themselves every single time.
well, this Leone, he's saying that the opening sequence in itself is going to be very controversial.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the tough words to live up to. I hope he can do it, but it's going to be good. I can't wait to watch it. So basically, he told Universal, "No, thank you. I'll just do it myself."
He told them to suck it.
He told him to suck off, exactly, and because he's basically compromising what made the first two Terrifier films so unique.
Yeah,
And-
I just pray to God that they keep that stupid magic sword out of the new movie. That's one thing that killed it for me.
yeah, the fantastical fantasy element in the second one. He's going to tone that down.
Thank God. Yeah, and the thing was is that I enjoyed the movie so much that I was able to overlook that just barely.
Yeah,
But yeah, so if he can make it up to us, that would be fine. That would be
yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah. So and he did state that he might want to do one more after it, but you know what? It keeps it the same level, keep it disgusting and gross and over the top is fantastic. So I'm looking
Yes.
forward to it.
Yeah,
There.
me too. Me too. Perfect for Halloween.
Oh, it's gonna make a lot of money too. Watch.
Oh God, can't wait.
All right. So what do you say we get into this week's episode?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So it's time to get into the sequels that never were. So for the first film, all right, get ready for this.
All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Yes, I'll have a McAlien and a side of fries.
They were minding their own business on their own planet when poor Mac and his whole family were snatched from the only world they knew.
Larry, get away from it.
When the smoke had cleared, Mac was lost and searching for his family. But he found ours instead. At first it was kind of like the Tooth Fairy. You couldn't see Mac, but you knew he was there.
An alien trying to escape from NASA is befriended by a wheelchair-bound boy. Okay, so this film is called Mac and Me from 1988, directed by Stuart Raffel, and it stars Christine Ebersol and Jonathan Ward. Okay, now for those of you who have not seen this, it is easily one of the worst films of the 1980s.
Oh Lord, it was basically an ET ripoff.
Oh, that's understating it. I mean, it really was. But this film was basically, it was a product endorsement film left and right.
Oh,
And
it was a freaking commercial. I mean,
yeah, exactly. And McDonald's was one of the primary people into this, investors, if you will, because they did their product placement. So there's a whole section in there with McDonald's, and so the intention was nice. The intention, I like, there's this thing called the Ronald McDonald Home for kids or something like that.
yeah.
Mm,
Hmm.
for kids and stuff that are orphans. I don't know, missing limbs. I don't know, but
Well, you know that the kid that was in the movie, I forgot the name of the kid.
I think it
he
was
was like he was legitimately in a wheelchair.
Yeah, he was. He was because I was gonna make a joke about the fact
Yeah,
that
no,
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 but
don't do it.
yeah, we'll just piss people off on that. Oh, that's so insensitive.
Yeah, no, don't do
Uh,
it.
yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? When we get to the part, I might within parentheses say I was going to say it, but I'm not meaning it. Okay. But
Okay, all right, all right.
all right, fair enough. I mean, you got to be safe. So now let's get into this, okay? So, I was saying that the proceeds were supposed to go towards the Ronald McDonald House for
Hmm.
kids, which is nice. I think that was great.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way. But uh, oh, yeah, so it didn't do well at all. So now, first of all, the alien guy, right? The little alien.
Okay, he was cute. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh,
he was cute.
no, fuck no. That thing was look. Let me tell you something, okay? You just bought a house, didn't you?
Yes,
Okay. You find do you love your house now?
I love my house.
Okay, you find a fucking alien outside. You bring him into the house, and he brings a forest into your house. He destroys your front door, fucks up your ceiling. No,
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I get that. I get that. I'll give him a pass on that. But you gotta admit, the little fucker was cute. You little pudgy. You know what though? I'll take Mac over his fucking weird ass family though.
oh, they were creepy. Yeah,
Those
because
things were gangly and just
oh,
freakishly weird.
because okay, here's the setup, folks. Okay, Mac and his family, which is his mom and dad and his little sister.
Okay, okay, okay. First off, how the hell were these people able to tell which one was male and which one was female?
Well,
They
one
had
has
nothing.
well, maybe it's under the folds of the skin or something. I don't
That's
know.
just nasty. They didn't even have boobs. I mean, there was nothing to differentiate them from male and female, but they automatically assume, oh, that must be Mac's sister.
That was funny. Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the setup. Okay, they're on what Mars, I think, right? And
Yes, of
they're
course.
living there, and how original.
Mm,
And so
yeah.
it's the mom, the dad, little sister, and a little Mac, and a Mars probe or Mars craft from the U.S. is there doing the thing, and they're in the area. They're like, oh, what the fuck is this? So they walk up to this thing, and
Start throwing rocks at it.
they're throwing rocks. This is supposed to be like uh, aliens that are like ahead of us in intelligence, and they're throwing rocks. I mean, if we're supposed to advance. I'm sorry, I think we're ahead of the curve there with these guys. So yeah,
Oh
they're
my
throwing
god.
rocks at it and everything, and the thing reacts, and there's some sort of vacuum suction on the probe, and it sucks the whole family in horrible, horrible animation.
I fucking died when that they got
Oh,
sucked up. They got hoovered.
they got hoovered into the okay. So then the probe for some reason goes back to Earth, and then the aliens go there,
That
and
was like the fastest fucking trip ever though. They got there, sucked them up, and they're like, all right, peace out. They fucking left again.
they left. So now they come back to Earth. Alien NASA gets a hold of them, and the whole family escapes. Or I don't know how. It's so bad I can't even remember.
Okay,
And
so the mom, dad, and the little sister end up in the fucking desert, while
oh,
little
that's
Mac
right.
ends up, yeah, he ends up in the back of their car, of these kids, this family's car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh
you blanked
God,
out,
I
didn't
remember.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
somehow he ends up at NASA. He escapes. Now he's trying to find his family.
bootleg NASA.
Yeah, basically. So, and he escapes, and he finds a little boy, and so forth. And it's a little boy who's in a wheelchair, single mom. Sounds familiar.
Hmm. Oh,
Like
blonde single mom.
blonde, single mom, older brother who's an asshole. And it's supposedly cute little. Oh, you know what? Did he have a little sister in this?
He did not. He had this little wannabe Punky Brewster chick next door to fill in
That's
for
right.
that part. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty bad. So and the whole film is getting to know Mac, and he's my friend. And all he does is destroy shit
And drink Coke.
and drink Coke. I mean,
These
God,
fuckers were hooked on Coke and not the kind of Coke.
yeah. Oh
They were
God.
hooked on fucking Coca-Cola. They're sticking
Oh
straws in everywhere trying to look for Coke.
yeah. And okay, now you mentioned that little Mac was cute, right?
He was cute. He was cute.
He has a butthole for a mouth.
They all have buttholes for mouths.
They have a butt. That's so disturbing.
And it never moves. It never changes facial features.
Yeah, and they're like, it's like oh no, that I could, yeah. I mean, I was cringing. You know, there's movies you have where you cringe at a certain part. Oh, that was kind of cringy.
That
You know
was
the
an
whole,
ongoing cringe.
oh, okay. You want to know cringe?
Ah.
The McDonald's party.
Yes. Oh my dear Lord. That was like a long as cringy as was it 90s, 80s commercial.
Oh God. And what was up with? Yeah, I understand it was a birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And they get there they're driving up to the parking lot, and there's the whole cast of breaking in the parking lot, breakdancing.
Yes. Like that's the normal thing to do in the 80s, right?
Oh, it was. I remember. I used to, yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
my God.
Oh, and okay, now I kind of get what they were trying to do, right? With everybody having a good time at the party, and then out of nowhere, there's these random football players.
Macho football players.
How the hell does that fit in with a kid's birthday party?
They hungry. I don't know.
Oh man, so that was horrible. I mean, it was really bad, and
Okay, but you know what though? I lost my shit when Mac inside his little bear suit
oh
starts
God.
dancing. I lost my shit. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, but not in a good way, I'm sure. I mean,
Oh
it
God,
was,
it was bad.
yeah, it was very bad because what they do is Mac can't stay at home by himself, though. They want to bring him to the party, but he can't, he's an alien.
Can't
And
leave him at home because he starts breaking shit.
yeah, he starts to get home, the house going to be burned down, right? So they have to take it. So what does the little boy do? He gets his teddy bear, takes all the stuffing out and puts Mac inside. Yeah. It's as bad as it sounds.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, but oh God. And then of course the entire film in itself is product placement. I mean, the mall, where are they? They go to Sears, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Where his mom and dad and his little sister? Well, they're near a Wix furniture sign, and they drink Coca-Cola, and they go to McDonald's.
And just the placement of like the cans, it's obviously pointing towards the camera.
It's like, oh, let me drink a Coke.
Exactly. Fuck Pepsi, Coke.
Right, exactly. And what's funny? A little side note there, that for ET they used the big product placement, and that was Reese's Pieces.
Yes.
And Reese's Pieces was not the first choice; it was M&Ms.
Yeah, that's what it was in the book.
Yeah, and so when Universal and Spielberg approached M&M's for this, they read the script. They said, "I don't know. We want children to associate our candy with a creepy alien," so they backed off.
They fucked up.
Yeah, and Reese's Pieces had the highest sales ever that year. So,
and it's funny how they mimic that whole scene too, where they have the little kid pouring like a little bit of Coke in each fucking cup, going to his room.
Yeah, they couldn't even disguise the fact that they were ripping them off.
That was a massive ripoff.
Big time. And so I'm sure when this is ready to come out, Coca-Cola's like, yes, we're not going to be M&Ms. No, they made the wrong choice.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Thank God their product is good enough to, hold its own and not rely on this movie.
Yeah. I mean, people, McDonald's, Coca, we love you. We forgive you, oh God. I mean, but this film is so ridiculous. I mean, I had only seen bits and pieces growing up, And this is the first time I had the unfortunate event of having to watch this film from
Eh,
beginning to end.
See, I
Uh,
saw it as a kid, and like I said, I liked Mac when I was a kid. Even though even then I recognized it as a shitty movie, I still like the little character, but as an adult, it was I'd rather have a root canal.
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm there with you. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I thought it was because the only thing I remember, and this is online that I would see these clips. In fact, Paul Rudd would.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes, I was gonna tell you about that.
Yeah, Paul Rudd, he would use he'd go on Conan O'Brien or something. Oh, I got a new movie coming out, Ant-Man. Oh, great. You have a clip for us. I sure do. And here's the scene. The little boy in the wheelchair is chasing after Mac. He's trying to find this creepy little monster, right? And he goes to the like outside of his backyard towards a cliff and he's looking and he starts rolling down the hill, rolling in his wheelchair. Now, this little
Oh,
I don't want to be insensitive. I know it's fucked up,
it's
but it's hilarious.
it's
And
fucking
he goes rolling down this hill in his wheelchair and flies off the cliff. And you get this shot of a wheelchair with a kid in it, which you can tell it's a dummy, and it crashes into the water. Now, I oh my god, that
apparently he did that like every single time he went on the show, he would do that.
yeah, Paul Rudd would always show that clip, and oh my god, and
And you can
oh,
find this compilation on YouTube. And I did the mistake of watching the compilation right before I watched the movie. So when that part of the movie came up, I was already dying.
yeah, it's hilarious. And it's supposed to be very dramatic and scary. Oh my god, that poor little oh shit, it's hilarious.
Nah, that shit
Um,
was funny.
so yeah, I mean, in just from that alone, I thought, oh man, this movie's bad. Not the whole movie is, but that's the best
Everything.
part. Yeah.
That was the best part, thanks to Paul Rudd.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I mean, in another thing, I have a gripe with this. I love a good '80s soundtrack.
Mm,
Love,
mm.
Footloose, right?
Oh yeah,
Top Gun, and Ferris Bueller, all these great films,
Dirty
right? Oh,
Dance. Oh, I was
Dirty,
gonna say Dirty Dancing.
kind of, yeah, even
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Breakfast Club.
Ah, yes.
Okay, the ranking for this one, it doesn't even rank. It's the worst '80s soundtrack I've ever freaking heard in my life.
It really
Uh,
was.
but in the tonality of the film, I understand it was aimed towards children, trying to be cute and goofy. Okay, fine. Like you were what, maybe
I
10 years
was
old? Yeah,
probably a little bit younger than what year did this come out?
'88. So you're about 10.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I was about 10. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're buying into it, and you're still like, "Ooh, that's a funny alien, right?"
I
But
wouldn't have
what?
watched it on my own. My mom made me watch that shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and then there's that scene, right? Okay. Well, first of all, the market scene when they walk into the supermarket, the alien family,
Hmm.
that took it to a new level of stupid.
No, no, no. I have to disagree with you.
Okay.
The new level of stupid was them becoming citizens.
Oh my God. Oh, we just gave away the ending.
I'm sorry,
Oh, that
folks.
was, dude. I saw that ending. I'm like, oh no,
And they were
no.
all dressed.
And driving a fucking Cadillac
Yes.
convertible.
Yeah. Oh my dear lord.
Yeah.
He has his
No.
fucking arm draped out of the fucking car, driving one-handed and shit. It
No.
took me a good while to do that.
Oh man. Now, okay. Now, one thing. What the fuck? Okay. This movie went from cute or trying to be cute to really dark very quick. The gas station scene where they come out of the market and they're going towards the gas station and the cops and everybody are there and they're aiming their guns at them and they end up shooting him and blowing them up and the little boy gets
Listen,
blown up and dies.
what kind of responsible FBI agents or whatever kind of agents they were, what kind of responsible people do we have running our country where they would actually take a shot right where that kid is at?
Well,
And then blow it. No, and then not only that, you're at a fucking gas station.
yeah, let's shoot at the gas pumps. That's always a smart move.
You know? Yeah,
Gosh, yeah. So
yeah.
it got really. And by the way, in the ending that we were talking about, like, so what can we, you know, they become citizens. That was a straight ripoff of Short Circuit 2,
Oh
where
yes, that did remind me of that.
yeah, number 5 the little robot, he becomes a U.S. citizen. I think so. They ripped off even that.
And even at that, I thought that was stupid too.
Oh God, yeah,
I
and
liked the movie, but I thought that was stupid.
yeah, yeah. And now you know what Mac and me, Mac stands for, right?
McBurger.
McBurger. Well, you have ET, which stands for Extra McBurger. You're funny. It's mysterious alien creature. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now they now we talk about there's a lot of similarities. Well, a ton of similarities between this and ET. And Spielberg, they once asked him if he was ever tempted to take legal action against the filmmakers for basically copying the story. And he said, he didn't want to get blamed for making anybody else watch this in order to make the comparisons. So he left it alone.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want them to get the attention, so let them be.
God damn.
Yeah. So, and of course, the film ends, like we said, where they become citizens and they're driving down the road in their Cadillac, and the whole alien family's in there.
Mhm.
And Mac is chewing bubble gum. He makes a bubble, an animated bubble, and it says,
Awesome graphics, by the way.
awesome. Oh, yeah, top notch. And it says, "We'll be back." Yeah, in other words, it was supposed to have a sequel.
Dear God. Thank God they didn't do that. There's no way you can make that any better. You just go, it would have just gone from really bad to really worse.
Yeah. In fact, there's stories about how when that "We'll be back" thing came out, that audiences were booing during the credits.
No.
Yeah, it was that bad. I mean, I don't think I've ever been to a movie where I've heard, where people don't say anything and they walk out and they'll say, "Oh, that movie kind of sucked," or they may applaud, but booing, no, that's a movie. Yeah,
I would love to. I wish I would have witnessed something that. That would have been just fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, since the film, the film didn't do well. It was only released domestically, and because it didn't do well, and it became a flop. So pretty much the rest of the world
They were saved from it.
it was saved from this shit. I mean that could have caused an international incident. I mean,
Seriously. Oh my God.
Yeah. So now let's get into the numbers of this interesting little film. The budget at the time, which is was about 13 million, which is about $34 million today.
Wow.
That's not cheap.
No, that's not cheap at all.
Now the box office, $6 million,
Yeesh.
which is about $16 million today. So obviously that's pretty much why we didn't get a sequel to this stinker.
I thank God they listened to the numbers. I really do.
Yeah, because sometimes you get movies that don't do too well and they'll spawn a sequel anyway. But I mean, this was one of those resounding. I don't think so. It ain't gonna happen.
I think maybe because it was so attached to these name brands that they're like, yeah, no, we don't want to be associated with this shit anymore.
Right, exactly. I mean, Mac would probably have to been drinking something that said soda instead of Coca-Cola on it.
RC Cola.
RC Cola. They're desperate. They'll take it. Let's get into the reviews and scores. Washington Post. They wrote. They pretty much said, in fact, Mac and me could have we just call it OT, the other terrestrial.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and they said, and it references ET so much that forget about calling ET. ET called lawyer.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah, so it was bombed. I mean, it was destroyed and just hated by critics. IMDb, it's sitting at a 3.4.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty darn low. Metacritic 26. Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score. Get this. This is out of 100. Okay, for the critic score, 7%.
Wow, 7%
Yeah, audience score 38%, which is still very low. And Letterboxd has it at 2 stars out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we can easily call this one of the worst films ever done in the 80s. And
I don't think I've ever seen scores that low.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Well, you know what? We're going to cover some stuff in later this season that I'm sure we can get there again.
Okay, we're gonna use this to compare other bad movies.
Yeah, we'll call it the Mac and Me metric.
There
Okay,
you go. There you go.
we can say at least it's better than Mac and Me, or it's worse
Max
than Mac and
scale.
Me. There you go. So sequels and spin-offs, none. Thank
Oof.
God. Yeah. So let's go with our ratings. All right. So I'll go first.
Okay,
Uh,
go ahead.
All right. So pretty much it's an uninspired ET knockoff, which really obvious shameless product placements. To me, this is a 1 out of 10 sequels. So the verdict, sequel or no sequel? Not. No sequel, please. Please.
Oh God.
All right. So you go. Let's hear yours.
Okay, well, I mean, a lot of the times, I'll watch a movie as a kid and I'll love it as a kid, and I usually give it, points for, the nostalgia factor. But yeah, this one was really, really bad. This was painful to freaking watch. I mean, the only highlight was the poor kid going down the hill. And that's just, thanks to Paul Rudd for, bringing some light into that horrible movie. I'm gonna have to give it a -1 if that's even possible.
Holy shit. Really? -1.
Not
Wow.
even little Mac's cuteness is helping at this point. -1.
Wow. Okay. You know what? You're on record now as giving the worst, lowest score ever.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, -1.
All right. Let's. Woof. Wow.
And I'd rather watch The Room.
Wow. The Room is a bad movie. I recommend anybody just look up the trailer.
It's just fun. It's just fun to talk shit about.
Yeah.
And as far as giving this one a sequel, God no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no sequel, please.
That would just be a crime against humanity.
It would. It really would.
All right. So let's go to something to our next one, something a little bit more pleasant. All right. So she's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Mommy's going to the beauty parlor, darling. But I'm leaving you with your favorite friend, Roger. He's going to take very, very good care of you. Because if he doesn't, he's going back to the science lab.
What the hell is wrong with that take?
Nothing with you, baby Herman. You were great. You were perfect. You were better than perfect. Just Roger. He keeps blowing his lines. Roger, what's this? A tweeting bird?
When a cartoon rabbit is accused of murder, he enlists the help of a burnt-out private detective to prove his innocence. The movie we are talking about now is Who Framed Roger Rabbit from 1988, same year, directed by Robert Zemeckis, who's given us some great films like all the Back to the Future films and Romance in the Stone, and just so many great films. The film stars Christopher Lloyd. It stars Bob Hoskins, Kathleen Turner, and just an amazing film. So, okay, your takes on this one?
Well, I mean, it's a freaking cute movie. You start off with that little Roger Rabbit cartoon with Baby Herman.
I love that.
Cookie. Oh my God. I love this movie. It's just I think it was. I want to say it was something new to its time. Where they mixed animation with live action.
Yeah, yeah.
But it has been done before.
Yeah, I believe it was a Gene Kelly film.
Gene Kelly film with little Jerry Mouse.
Yeah, with Jerry Mouse. And it was a great little segment. I mean, for the time, it was amazing the way they did that. But here, they just took it to another level.
The Incredible Mr. Limpet.
That's right, with Don Knotts.
Yes, yes. So it has been done before, but this right here, I mean, they did an amazing job, with the interaction with the cartoon characters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, the interaction with the characters physically,
Yes.
with actual physical props.
Mhm.
I mean, they really they took it to another level. I saw this at the Cinerama Dome in Hollywood. Yeah, which is a concave, super wide screen. It was just amazing. It was an incredible sight.
I
Um,
can imagine.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, what really stood out, I mean, there was a few things, I mean, quite a few things on this that stood out to me. It's just an homage to old school cartoons and animation.
Yeah, I love that they put it at a time where cartoons, they were just they were awesome. You have greats like Bugs Bunny, um, what was it? Old school Mickey Mouse.
Daffy Duck, uh,
Yes,
Donald Duck. I mean,
you know,
even Betty Boop.
yes, exactly. The dueling piano scene. I mean, it was beautiful. I loved it.
Oh yeah. And what's interesting is that and this goes to my next point is that uh, the themes or the jokes were a little elevated
Mhm.
for a kids movie. It's as far as like sexual innuendos and things along that.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, this is a kids movie. I mean, there was some really risque stuff in there.
Well, but
Uh,
yeah, when little baby Herman, refers to his junk as his dinky.
yeah, I have a 3-year-old dinky and a whatever. It's like,
Yes.
wow.
I'm sitting there with my daughter. I'm like, okay, I hope she doesn't ask me any questions.
Right. What's a
She's like,
dinky?
ask your dad.
Right, exactly. Or when he's hiding Roger in his Bob Hoskins is the detective. He's hiding Roger Rabbit inside of his trench coat, and his
Mhm.
girlfriend, Hoskins' girlfriend is like, "Are you happy to see me, or is that a rabbit in your pocket?"
You know what though? And I love the way she says that. She's like, hey, are you just happy to see me or is that a rabbit in your pocket? I love the way she
Oh,
said that.
oh, she was perfect. I mean, she personified the classy, beautiful '40s female.
Yes, she definitely did.
And yeah, and that was Joanna Cassidy,
Mm.
who did that, and she was fantastic. The way she delivered her lines in a very '40s kind of sexy, sleek, smart kind of way, very sharp
Yeah.
tone,
Yeah, very
beautiful.
sassy.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, with all that, all the little jokes and so forth, and there's tons of them,
Mm.
visual and verbal.
Mhm.
You know, it's a lot more adult theme that I remember. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
remember it being this like wow.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Now, one gripe I do have, and there's a lot of, I'm sure there's millions of fans of Roger Rabbit. Um,
Mhm.
Not that we have millions of fans for the podcast, but it would be nice.
Would be
Uh,
nice.
yeah, but Bob Hoskins as the worn out detective, I like him. He's a great actor, but I felt that he was miscast.
I think so too. I think a couple of times where he was trying to be comedic came out really forced and really cringy.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, so he didn't really fit the part. Kind of like, I mean, like Joanna Cassidy, who played his girlfriend. She fit that role. She fit the perfect part. Um,
Exactly. I mean, maybe somebody, like I don't know, Dan Aykroyd, maybe, or
Dan Aykroyd, yeah, or because I think they were going for maybe a Humphrey Bogart kind of character.
and I get that. Yeah, he was really rugged, rough around the edges kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the only issue that I've always had, and this is not something recent. Even from the first day I saw it, I loved the film, and I'm like, yeah, it's just a shame because as great of an actor as he is, and it's no reflection on him.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just he didn't fit the role.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I do, however, I love the storyline.
Oh, it was great. It was classic film noir.
Exactly, but cartoon, you get this really fluffy, goofy, cute little rabbit that is the murder suspect.
Right. And the whole framing, well, hence frame Roger Rabbit. Um,
Hmm.
y- you know, somebody like who would have been good?
Mm.
Jack Nicholson.
I could see Jack Nicholson in that.
Yeah. Now I challenge you to watch at least a few scenes, go online or whatever, a movie called Chinatown.
Okay.
And it's a great film, Roman Polanski film.
Hmm.
And it's about a detective in LA in the 40s.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think he would have been better. Maybe they avoided using Nicholson because of the fact that he did Chinatown, but I think it would have added more.
Yeah, because I think he has a lot of range in his
Yeah.
acting. I think he could have pulled it off really well.
Oh yeah, I mean he has a great comedic, ability. I mean, look at The Witches of Eastwick, for
Oh
example.
God, I
Yeah,
love that movie. Yes,
yeah,
he was awesome in that movie.
yeah. Or even Terms of Endearment, which was a drama, but he had some comedic elements in there. Uh,
Yes, yeah.
so I think he would have done a lot better job. But as it is, I love the film.
He did what he could, you know.
Yeah, and I love Christopher Lloyd as the villain.
He was awesome. He was so, you know what? It was years before I realized who that was.
Really?
Yeah, that he was the same dude from Taxi and Back to the Future. I was totally blown away when I realized that was Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, and he was fantastic. There's one little subtle thing that he did in his role as because he plays a judge or something, in
Yeah, hmm
or like the district attorney or some shit like that.
some kind of Punisher kind of dude.
Yeah, and he's out to kill all the Toons because he wants the land that the Toons live on. But he is a Toon. He's an evil Toon with
Yes,
a human costume on. Well,
yes.
if you notice, watch the movie when you watch it again.
Mhm.
Christopher Lloyd does not blink once.
Oh no way! Well, he has glasses on.
No, you can see his eyes through the glasses. Durr.
He had fucking glasses on. I couldn't
He's not
tell.
fucking. It's not fucking Ray Charles here. I mean, come on, or Stevie Wonder. You can see his eyes.
Oh Jesus. Okay, I'll try to notice that next time.
Right. Okay. So, but I thought that was a pretty neat little touch. Even though you don't notice it, it's little touches like that.
Oh,
That
and it got dark too.
yeah.
The
Oh, it
fuck
did.
that cute little slipper. They look. It was freaking adorable. I fell in love with the shoe.
And he puts him in dip, and he kills the little shit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that forever haunts me. His
Yeah.
little cries of pain. I'm like, oh my god, they went there.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, as I'm watching that scene, I'm thinking just recently, maybe they pushed it a little too far.
Yeah,
Maybe,
that's enough
maybe
to give a child not nightmares.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Now, now so since the movie was being made by Disney's Touchstone Pictures, Warner Brothers, Universal, MGM, they all allowed their licenses. Um, but the one thing with Disney and Warner Brothers, the agreement they came on,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, we'll use each other's characters, okay, but they have to be on screen the same time, two major characters, and have the same amount of screen time. So you got Daffy Duck and Donald Duck.
I think
They're
that
all
worked though.
yeah. It's like exact. No, one does not get more time than the other.
Yeah,
Donald. You have was it
Mickey
Bugs?
Mouse and Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, and they going the same amount of time. So that's one of the agreements that came out, which is so it's so petty, but they said
But it worked though. I think it took because when you think about Disney, you think Mickey Mouse. When you think about Looney Tunes, who's the one you think about? Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny, right?
Exactly. And then the two ducks, the two famous ducks.
Yeah. And
You know.
they even did it all the way to the ending when it's when Porky Pig says that's all, folks.
Uh huh.
Who pops
Oh
out?
yes, Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell comes out. So they all get him on at the same amount of time on screen. And now one performer that we didn't mention who just only did the voice, but wow, was she amazing? Kathleen Turner.
She was awesome. What did she sing? Was that her
No,
singing? No. Okay.
you know who it was?
No.
Steven Spielberg's ex-wife, Amy Irving.
No way.
That was her singing.
Man, that song was. I hate to quote the young generation, but that shit was fire.
It was. I mean, I know it's a cartoon and I'm watching it, but I'm like, oh wow, it's that's really hot. Yeah, the song it's amazing. So yeah, that was Amy
Yeah.
Irving,
Wow.
and she was the only one who got credited.
Really?
Yeah, and it's for the singing. So now
Wow.
Judge Doom, who was played by, as we just mentioned, Christopher Lloyd.
hmm
You know who was auditioned for that initially?
Who?
Tim Curry.
No way.
Yeah. Now there's one thing. There's one element of one thing of alternate casting. You go, yeah, that would work too.
That would work too. But you know what? I love the choice with Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd was perfect. I mean,
As
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it. As much as I love Tim Curry, I loved everything that he's ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, this one was, yeah, I think it was rightfully done.
Now you know what's one thing missing on the title.
Hmm.
Okay. What's the name of the movie?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
That's a question, isn't it? There's no question mark in the title.
There isn't.
Nope.
Hmm.
Do you know why?
No.
Because in Hollywood, a question mark in the title is considered bad luck.
No. Wow.
Yeah, go figure. I guess, will it make money? Oh no, let's not question it. So I don't know. But yeah.
It made money, I'm sure.
Oh, it made tons of. We'll get to that. And yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely did. And finally, one thing that's, and again, you see, you watch this movie, and it is, for lack of a better phrase, it's a work of art.
It really is. Oh, dude. The dress. Jessica Rabbit's dress.
Oh yes.
The detail to the sparkles. I mean, I remember that was the first thing that captivated me when I first saw the movie, when I was younger, was her dress, the sparkles, something I had never seen in any other cartoon.
Yeah, it was incredible. I was
Oh my
blown. I mean, and that's just one. I mean, there's so many
Mhm.
other little elements like that you look at the detail, the time that they took. But yeah, the dress was just it's mind blowing. It was just beautiful.
It really was.
So I mean, all this work you had, there was about 326 animators that worked full time on this film.
Wow. And I'm
And
guessing each from different studios
from
or
mostly from Disney.
okay.
And in total, there was 82,000, well over 82,000 frames of animation were drawn for this.
That's art right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider, CG animation art as well, but this right here, that is tedious work. That's hella tedious.
Well, you got one thing you don't have in CGI is hand cramps. You don't have sweat. You don't have, your eyeballs about to fall out of their sockets because you're
Eh,
focusing on a light board.
yeah, it's hard. Yeah. Well, I mean, because I've done some 3D animation
Mhm.
and it's very time consuming.
It is because the rendering process and so forth.
Exactly, exactly. But no,
But
yeah, to do this, pencil and paper, that
yeah,
right
I
there.
work. Yeah, absolutely. I've worked on a light board before, in
Mhm.
doing stuff, and yeah, your eyes feel like they're burning. It's not a lot of fun. So for these guys to do what they did, I mean, that is just a once in a lifetime thing.
Oh yeah.
Now, so which is why I mean, the movie was really expensive to make. I mean, granted, it made its money,
Yeah.
but it's very complicated. The staging, because you have live actors and the director saying, "Okay, see this stuffed animal? That's Roger Rabbit, and he's doing this," and they have. So it was very complex,
Mhm.
and so that's one thing. Two, it was expensive. Three, took a long time to make, and then you have the multi licensing from multiple studios lending out their IPs.
Mhm.
And so you top that off with the adult kind of tone that this movie had. This movie will never happen today, and which is probably why most likely there wasn't a sequel, because it was tedious to just get this put together in the first place.
Yeah, they're like, I ain't doing that shit again.
Yeah, let's just leave it. Yeah, leave the original alone. It's like, yeah, and so that's why. I mean, now the budget we just mentioned that it was pretty expensive was $70 million at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is about $180 million today.
Jesus Christ.
Now that's a huge budget. I mean, that's
Mm,
almost like Godzilla type movies today.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now the box office at the time when it came out globally was
Mhm.
$351 million.
Woo.
That's almost $1 billion. So pretty much 930 million.
Damn.
Yeah, so it made money. So they wanted a sequel, but they're like, it's just not, ah, you know.
And it would have been half-assed, I think, if they would have
Yeah,
tried.
exactly. So it would have been cool, but yeah, I'm cool with that. So let's go with the reviews and scores.
Okay.
Now Roger Ebert, one of my favorite old school critics,
All right.
all right, he gave this film 4 out of 4 stars.
Ooh, okay. Wow. He
Yeah.
likes cartoons.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he raved. He totally raved about this film and loved every
Wow.
bit of.
He
Yeah,
was generous.
he
Jesus,
was.
that's rare.
Yeah. IMDb sitting at a 7.7.
Hmm.
Metacritic 83. Rotten Tomato score 96%.
Wow.
Yes, that is above and beyond certified fresh. Audience score 85%, and Letterbox has it at a 3.9 stars out of 5.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's definitely a universally loved film. Both
Mhm.
it did well financially, did well critically. And unfortunately, it didn't have a sequel. Now sequels and spin-offs.
Mhm.
There were no sequels, but there were several shorts.
Mhm.
Roger Rabbit shorts, Baby Herman.
Uh-huh.
They did. I think there were like 4 or 5 of them that they would show before other Disney films later on.
Yeah, I do remember that. I didn't realize it was that many, but yeah, I do remember the shorts.
Yeah, and they were cool. They were cool.
Mhm.
They were a lot of fun. All right, so give us your review and rating.
Okay, so yeah, I love this movie. I thought it was great. I love how they brought back the live action with the animation. I love the story. The only thing that for me it fell a little short was you know they're trying hard with the detective character to be funny. There
Yeah,
was a part at the end where he's trying to kill all the what are those weasels?
the Laughing Weasels. Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to kill all the laughy weasels with laughter, and I'm like, oh god, that was hella cringe.
yeah, it was. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it was really cringe. But aside from that, I loved the movie. I thought it was great. So I'm gonna give it 8.5.
all right, 8.5 sequels out of 10.
Yes, and um, I would have if it was on the same level. I would have liked to seen a sequel. I think a sequel would have been awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. That would have been the same people. Hell, even throw in Bob Hoskins, just keep the continuity. It
I
would have been
think
great.
so. I think I would have been able to to see him again in this, in a sequel. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well,
yes.
I thought it was wickedly fun. It had a wicked sense of humor. It was edgy and an amazing achievement in both the art and the art of storytelling.
Mhm,
It was a direct homage on the film noir, on animation, old Hollywood, old Los Angeles.
mhm.
Just a treat, a visual treat. This one needs to be re-released on the big screen for newer generations to experience. So my score, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 sequels.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah. Now, as far as sequels or not, to sequel or not to sequel, let's see. Yes, I'd
Yeah.
have to give. I would have loved to have seen a sequel directed by Robert Zemeckis again, the same cast. It would have been fantastic. I mean, I've read a couple of story plot ideas that they were aiming towards that they wanted to do, and it sounded incredible.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But standing on its own, it's an amazing film and easily one of the great films in cinematic history.
I agree. I totally agree.
All righty. So now let's get into some further recommendations of films that never got a sequel. All right.
Okay.
So first off, now this film I got to see in its initial run. I forgot when it was. It must have been about 2007, eight. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
Movie called The Golden Compass.
Oh God, yes.
It was a visual beauty of a film. It starred Daniel Craig was in it,
Yes. Nicole
and
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman was in it, and it was just a beautiful film. And because I guess it didn't get enough domestic box office, it never happened.
And I thought that was complete bullshit, especially that it kept you on a freaking cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of shit is that? I mean, look, you got movies like High School fucking Musical that got like 4 fucking sequels, and you can't give The Golden Compass a sequel? No, that's
No,
just
that movie was just amazing visually, story wise. I mean, oh my god. I went as far as reading the books because I was just so pissed off that they did not, make another movie.
yeah. Well, HBO did do a series recently called His Dark Materials.
Which actually, you know what? You should check that out.
I heard it's really good,
It was really
and
good.
that's the overall storyline of the Golden Compass. So I probably definitely it's on my list. But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, it didn't get a sequel. Next one up is World War Z.
Oh my god, that movie right there.
Yes. Now, for our friends over, across the pond in England, it's World War Z. All right.
Mm?
So that's what they say. How that say? They don't say Z.
Really?
Yeah, they don't say Z. They say Z. So
Okay.
World War Z. An amazing zombie film with Brad Pitt.
That movie was, oh my god, that movie was. I'm a huge vampire. I mean, vampire.
Wrong monster.
Wrong monster. I love vampires, but no, I love zombie flicks.
Mhm.
That one right there was badass.
Oh, it was amazing. It was action packed. It was crazy. It was creepy. It was suspenseful. Really amazing. And there was so much talk about doing a sequel, but in this case, it was about timing, scheduling, money, here, there, scripts. It's not like this. Hollywood said we don't want to do it, but there was always something that would hinder the process. But it is going to be a series.
Oh,
Yes, and it's going to be produced by Brad Pitt himself.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I forgot what platform it's on. If it's Amazon or Max, I'm not sure, or Netflix. I don't think it's gonna be Netflix. They do a lot of dumb shit now, but
They do.
um,
They really do. And I hope it's a platform that I'm already subscribing to.
yeah. And if you don't have it, get it just for that show. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
no shit.
Yeah. And finally, one that I recommend is it didn't do as well as it should have done, but I thought it was great. It's a movie with Tom Cruise called The Edge of Tomorrow,
Hmm.
which is basically Groundhog Day but with war.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's basically he's a soldier who goes to battle, and as soon as he gets on the battlefield, he gets killed. Then he wakes up and he's back getting prepared for war. And then he goes a little further next time around and he gets killed again. And he keeps dying and dying throughout the whole film, but further into the storyline.
Oh, chip out.
Yeah, really good classic sci-fi material. Really an awesome film. And it didn't do well at the box office, so it didn't garner a sequel. It never happened, unfortunately.
Wow, that is a trip. To be honest, I've never heard of the movie.
Really? Yeah, definitely check it out. So overall, now in general, sequels, I love sequels because I think we all have that appetite for sequels. We talk shit about them sometimes,
Mm.
especially in the 80s. It was people like complaining, oh, it's all about sequels. It's only sequels here, sequels
No.
there.
It's just that you love the movie so much that you want more.
Yeah, exactly. If it's that good, you just want to see more. And
Mhm.
sometimes they don't meet the expectations. Sometimes they do. Maverick, Top Gun was an amazing follow-up. Ghostbusters Afterlife was an amazing follow-up.
I think they've
Uh,
gotten better as time went on,
yeah,
concerning sequels. They've gotten better with the sequels.
yeah, and I think that it's Hollywood basically being very careful.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna do a sequel, but let's do it right this time.
Yeah, you
Uh,
gotta respect the original content. Yeah.
well, I think that's the core is that you have to respect the original content overall. Now, okay, here's a challenge for you. Give
Okay.
me now 3 films. Give me 3 films. I got 3 films
Okay.
that did get sequels, but they should not have gotten a sequel.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, there's I'm an 80s girl. There were so many times where they shouldn't have done it. But okay, Never Ending Story 2.
That was bad.
That was awful. Never Ending Story, it's about, a kid, who loves to read, who finds comfort in reading, and he gets absorbed into the story, and it turns out that the story is real. And I thought it was awesome. The bad guy was not essentially a guy, but a force called the Nothing that was eating up, that was making the pages go blank on the book, and it was based on the fact that people were losing hope. Um, and it all laid on this one child to make things right again. And I thought it was fucking amazing. It actually inspired me to read.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a beautifully done film, and and I think that's one of the many cases in Hollywood, especially back in the '80s and even into the early '90s, where the studios like, let's get a sequel. Doesn't matter if it's shit. We're gonna make money.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
so they're basically focused on the characters, the cute little characters, which one of the characters was Falcor, which that the dragon. I loved Falcor. Why the
Yeah,
hell in the sequel he came out scary as fuck?
yeah. No,
It,
no.
yeah, oh god, they butchered it. So Never Ending Story should not have had a sequel. I
Okay,
rented on that one, but it
okay,
needed to be rented on.
okay. Next.
Okay, next one. Grease.
Oh, I think you stole one from me.
Oh shit! Yes, big shoes to freaking fill.
Well, I mean, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. You can't, no.
Michelle Pfeiffer. She's beautiful. She's an amazing actress. I respect her, but yeah, big shoes to fill. No,
Yeah, that should not have happened.
yeah, no, it
Uh,
should not have happened.
all right, and your third?
My third would be A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Really? Well, you know what? That was pretty bad.
It was awful. It was
Yeah,
cringy. It was awful. And what was it that made A Nightmare on Elm Street popular and really scary was the fact that these kids, they would go to sleep and they would get murdered in their dreams.
right, right.
Part 2 did not have any of that. They did have Freddy Krueger in it, but he was not attacking in their dreams. He was basically possessing this one dorky kid.
Yeah, yeah, it did get a little weird. I mean, that franchise, it did redeem itself with Dream Warriors,
It
uh,
definitely did.
uh,
Yes.
which is my favorite of that franchise. But
Yes.
yeah, 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 Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Although it did gangbusters business at the box office, but yeah, it was shit. It was
Well,
pretty bad.
yeah. Well, I mean, you got the part one, which is freaking awesome. So people have high expectations going into the second movie, and this is the crap that they got.
Yeah. All right. So here's my three.
All right.
Number one, you stole from me. Yeah, Grease 2 should not have even existed.
Mhm.
Now, for those of you out there who are fans of it, who love it, more power to you. I'm glad there's somebody that enjoyed this, pile of shit. Oh man, again, Michelle Pfeiffer, like you said, a great actress, beautiful, very talented.
Mhm.
Maxwell Caulfield, who played her love interest, decent actor, didn't do shit after this.
I wonder
Um,
why.
yeah, so that should never happen.
Yeah.
And again, you cannot replace, John Travolta
No,
uh,
you can't. Or Olivia Newton-John.
or Olivia Newton-John. So my second one is Staying Alive, the sequel to Saturday Night Fever.
Staying Alive. Yep.
Oh, oh,
Totally different.
now you talk about cringe. This movie was cringe from beginning to end. It was really bad. And you know who directed it, right?
No.
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was bad. Staying Alive did not live much at the box office.
I felt bad for the John Travolta character.
Yeah,
He was still living in his disco era. That's where he was comfortable in, and now you throw him in the fucking 80s, and
yeah,
it was sad. It was, ugh,
yeah. Because the whole gist of Live, Saturday Night Fever, was that, I mean, it was about disco, and in that era,
yeah,
disco only lasted a few years. So by the time the sequel came out, disco was dead.
yeah,
What's the gist? The selling point was disco. So yeah,
yeah,
that one was atrocious.
it
And
really
my
was.
final choice for a film that should not have gotten a sequel, the first one is a near perfect action film that is in the pantheon of action films like Die Hard, Lethal Weapon,
Mhm.
films like that, 48 Hours. The movie is Speed 2.
Oh God, I forgot about that horribleness.
Oh, I mean, it was such a stinker. Even Keanu Reeves said, nah, man, I ain't doing that.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and they recast his character, and yeah, that was really bad. That was horrible.
And that's one thing that I hate with sequels is when they recast characters.
Yeah, and that's one thing where the studios either they're contractually obligated to make this film. Maybe it's a pay or play project, but it does change the dynamics of things when you change the selling point, which is a major actor who made that character or made the story.
And what made the movie so popular was its very unique plot.
Yeah.
A bus gets taken over and it can't stop unless if it does, it's going to blow up.
Right, and the whole thing is speed.
Yes.
And now Speed 2 takes place on a cruise ship that's kind of crawling along the ocean.
Yeah, there's nothing speedy about that.
No. They even added to the title to make it sound more like a speed movie, Cruise Control.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, it was bad. It was horrible. But yeah, those are the choices we had for movies that should not have gotten sequels.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you say we start winding this down?
All right, as much fun as it was, let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. So next week, join us where we will discuss originals versus the remake.
Ooh.
That's going to be cool. And I'll be giving out the title, well, when it's released. All right. Yeah, little surprise there. So we really hope you've enjoyed the show, and welcome back for season 3. We're glad to do this for another season. We've been having a lot of fun, and
Yes.
we'll look forward to bringing you much more content and fun insights on films.
Awesome.
So please help to support the pod by giving us a 5-star rating, leave us a good review, or another way to help us and help support the pod is simply to subscribe and or follow us on Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Audible, Boomplay, or wherever you get your podcast fix. Also, don't forget, check us out on YouTube. We have all our episodes on there as well. YouTube channel, look it up. We're on Facebook. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. And we have our TikTok channel. Check us out on there as well. You can contact us directly via email at thefilmjoepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. All these links, they're in the show notes below. Please check them out. So, Daisy,
Yes.
do you have a final thought for the day?
Don't watch Mac and Me. Please don't, unless you're if you're gonna do it, watch it when you're under some kind of alcohol or super high. Otherwise, don't do it.
Very, very wise words of the day. Absolutely. I can't agree with you more. I'm telling you, do you remember as soon as I watched this, I texted you right away.
Oh, yeah.
And what was it? Oh my God, I can't believe I actually watched this.
I was dying because I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah. So, all right. So pretty much that's it for this episode. Again, thank you so much for your support, and a special shout out to one of my friends who's been very instrumental and supportive of the show and giving me great ideas and just giving me some positive feedback. Good friend Gilbert Chavez. Shout out to you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it all. So with that said, I'm Joe.
I'm Daisy.
And this is the Film Joe podcast, where film talk happens.